Now at 9, Pittsburgh residents take the plunge to benefit at Special Olympics Kansas. Plus, Fort Scott Chamber of Commerce invites locals to satisfy their sweet tooth while shopping locally. And
senators are working through the weekend to patch together foreign aid for Ukraine and other U.S. allies as President Biden slams the deadlock on Capitol Hill. I'm Connor Hansen in New York, and I'll have the details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy. Cherokee County, Kansas authorities are searching for an attempted murder suspect. Police say back in May of 2023, Joshua Ferguson of Riverton shot at a family member multiple times. The victim was unharmed and Ferguson was later arrested in Webb City, Missouri. Authorities charged him with attempted second-degree murder, aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and criminal threat. He posted bond but has since violated the conditions and is now wanted by police. If you have any information about his whereabouts, you are asked to contact authorities. In Arkansas, a high-speed chase caught on camera shows a stolen U-Haul van flee from police. The chase ended in a dramatic rollover crash and police found guns and much more inside. Brett Rains has more on the suspect's long criminal history.
If they weren't taken yesterday to end this, there's very little doubt that a member of the public would have gotten hurt.
This is Taneytown Police Chief Corey Jennison's dash camera video after state police and other officers tried multiple times to stop the driver of this U-Haul van. It all started in Locust Grove, Oklahoma, and continued into Arkansas through Taneytown on Highway 412 just after 5 o'clock. Police say the driver had already hit someone head-on in Oklahoma, and at times, speeds were more than 120 miles per hour. The busy rush hour traffic slowed the van down some, but police say they had to stop it before someone else got hurt.
Our stance here is the priority of life. It's like having someone point a loaded gun into a crowd. You have a big van like this with so many people on our highway. We're going to try to end that as quickly as we possibly can.
When the van gets on the interstate, Chief Jennison tries to end it. The maneuver sends his police car rolling over 4 times. Fortunately, the chief was not seriously injured.
If someone's going to make a foolish decision, run from the police, and they're going to come through Taneytown, then they're going to receive an aggressive response to end that threat to any of our people.
Police arrested the driver, Corey Mercier, and the passenger, Trenton Johnson. Police say they found guns and homemade flammable devices or Molotov cocktails inside the van. Tonight, the 21-year-old men from Michigan are facing at least 12 felony charges in our area. But that's not all.
We received information that these individuals are wanted out of Westland, Michigan for allegedly attempting to run over multiple police officers there. Initial conversations with them was that they were headed back to the Michigan area, and whatever purpose that they were going to use those firearms or a Molotov cocktail, I cannot think of a legitimate reason.
According to the report, 4 Taneytown police cars and law enforcement vehicles from other agencies were damaged. The resulting crash also backed up traffic for miles. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us for a first look at weather.
So we already see a winter weather advisory in some of our southern counties for the system that we have coming in tomorrow evening. And I expect to see some of our central and northern counties also have a winter weather advisory as we move into the overnight hours tonight and tomorrow. And I'll keep an eye on that for you guys. We may see a few showers in our area, and that's just due to this system that we have pushing through Arkansas. But the system that we're tracking that we're going to see some significant rain and snowfall is still over here. It's making its way into our area tomorrow. A little bit later in the afternoon, we're going to start to see some showers pull up around 3, 4 in the afternoon, with then the snow will come in a little bit later Sunday evening and into Monday. But I'll have more details on that in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. The Joplin Public Library today highlighted Black history and culture in honor of Black History Month. It included a storytelling presentation from local authors, all ages book displays, and a children's crafts table. Among some of the local organizations participating were the Easttown Dreams District and the George Washington Carver National Monument.
I think it's important that we have community events like this where we come together, we have discussions about, culture and history, and I think it's even more important that we start talking about moving forward, into where we really are going away from the black thing, the white thing, and we're talking about a together thing.
Interactive tables and displays were available from 11:45 until 1 this afternoon. Well, despite the weather, more than 100 people in Pittsburgh found themselves in a pool today for a good cause. KOAM's Samantha Walker tells us more about this year's Polar Plunge benefiting Special Olympics.
The 18th annual Polar Plunge for Special Olympics in Pittsburgh made quite the splash. 150 people found themselves jumping into water around 40 degrees for the cause.
This is a law enforcement torch run event, so this is one of the many events that the law enforcement across the nation put on for our Special Olympic athletes.
All proceeds from the plunge go to help support Special Olympics Kansas.
Buys medals, it rents venues, it gets our athletes to sports competitions, it helps with health and fitness, helps buy their equipment. Anything and everything to do with Special Olympics is what this funds.
One Special Olympic athlete says the event is an important one.
Well, they help the athletes raise money for Special Olympics and for a good cause and everything, and the athletes love it.
We are anticipated to break $50,000 for this event.
Chevy Peters is a world champion with Special Olympics. He says seeing the community support is meaningful.
It makes it feel really good, not just for the athletes, but for the people that come here to help support Special Olympics Kansas.
But this is important because this brings everybody in the community together. We all get to come together and we all get to have a good time for someone else.
One plunge participant says that despite the temperatures, the jump wasn't too bad.
It actually wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. It was, once you're in there, it's a little cold, but you get used to it pretty quick, so it wasn't too bad.
In Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
There are more than 4,000 Special Olympic athletes in Kansas. And to read more about the cause, visit our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. The Fort Scott Area Chamber of Commerce has found a pretty sweet way to encourage shopping. Today, the Chamber held the Love Local Chocolate Crawl with the stores in downtown Fort Scott. Shoppers were invited to shop locally while sampling a variety of different chocolates. Participants were encouraged to shop at 3 or more participating businesses.
It's very important to shop local. You're putting the money back in the community by shopping local, and we've had customers in already right after we opened.
The Chamber hopes the event encourages people to shop local. The slogan for this year's chocolate crawl was "You can't buy love, but you can buy local." The Carl Junction Area Chamber of Commerce today hosted a service project for local nonprofit organizations. Volunteers were able to spend their morning going to various nonprofits and helping them with service projects, including mowing, painting, trash pickup, and much more.
Everybody comes together to volunteer and give their time. And these organizations don't have paid employees, so most of the time it's a nonprofit. So they don't have the resources to get these projects done for themselves. So when they can get these volunteers, it's just a great blessing for them.
Volunteers were able to help more than 10 local nonprofits. Coming up, Super Bowl Sunday is tomorrow, and we'll have some safety snack tips to keep in mind while you're watching the big game. We are less than a day away from Super Bowl 58. Kickoff is tomorrow between the Chiefs and 49ers, and if you're tuning in, chances are you're also going to be surrounded by snacks. Whether it's wings, dips, or chili, health experts are urging you to keep that food safe. Mandy Gaither has tips so you don't get sidelined by Super Bowl snacks.
Whether you're watching for the football, the commercials, or tuning in to see your girl Taylor, chances are you're also loading up on Super Bowl snacks, but make sure that food doesn't cause you to fumble.
Foodborne illness in America is a serious issue.
To avoid getting sick, the U.S. Department of Agriculture says not to keep perishable foods out at room temperature for more than 2 hours, and make sure to keep hot food hot and cold food cold.
Keeping your food at 140 degrees or higher, or if you have items that need to be chilled, Place them in bowls that are nestled in ice to keep them chilled.
And don't forget that food thermometer. Foodsafety.gov lists safe minimal internal temperatures, which vary based on the food you're cooking. To avoid cross-contamination, keep hands, counters, cutting boards, and utensils clean, especially when handling raw meat and poultry. Separate leftovers in small containers in the refrigerator. They chill easier that way.
Leftovers are good for 4 days. On the 4th day, you got to decide if you're going to eat it, toss it, or freeze it.
The USDA says to also be cautious about food deliveries or pickups. And if you plan to eat the food later, make sure you keep it refrigerated or that a heating source is keeping it warm. Lindsay is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, how paying off one kind of debt is causing another kind of debt to fall further behind.
Well, we had a chillier day today and maybe some showers in the area because of a system that's passing through Arkansas right now. But taking a look at our outside camera, Cornell Complex camera, downtown Joplin, winds are picking up and we do see some clouds, but right now in Joplin, no rain. We may not see any rain tonight as the majority of the rain will be coming in tomorrow. We do have a winter weather advisory for some of our southern counties. Craig County, Ottawa County, and Benton County are just a few, and I do expect to see some of our central counties also pick up a winter weather advisory. It's in effect until Monday at noon, and we're going to see that snow pass right around that time, so it could be considered some dangerous driving conditions. Right now, like I said, we may see some showers. That's due to the system that we have passing in Arkansas. We're seeing a little bit of that, but the system that we're tracking moving in on Sunday is still a ways away. Right here, moving into our area tomorrow afternoon. We may see some scattered showers a little around noon to 1, with the majority of the rain coming in around 4 p.m., but that's not coming in tonight. We're just going to have some clouds moving in, but those temperatures are going to drop pretty low to the mid-30s as our overnight low, not below freezing, so everything that falls tomorrow won't stick at least until Monday. We're going to take a look and see about what time we could expect that rain to come in. Some scattered showers around. This is 6 a.m. on Sunday. We do see that rain start to push in a little bit, and scattered showers in our southern counties. As that rain moves in, by noon, we'll see scattered showers across the entire viewing area. By 4 p.m., we're going to see the rain start to push into our southern counties, and in the overnight hours into Monday, that's when we start to see the snow. Now, this snow is going to be banded right across, going straight through Joplin, Springfield. That's going to be where our heaviest snow may fall. And then by Monday afternoon, it'll be completely cleared out of our area, and we may see some snow that has stuck to the ground. Now, the amount that we get could vary, but what we're expecting to see right now is some likely accumulation in our northern counties, just a little bit of a dusting on the grass, and then in our central counties, maybe 1 inch up to 3 inches, with the heaviest snowfall going just south of Joplin and straight through Springfield and in our southeastern counties. That could be up to 3 inches and possibly more, and this could stick to the ground, so you could expect some dangerous driving conditions, but that temperature is not getting below freezing until Monday night, so that's when we could expect to see the most dangerous icy road conditions. Then we'll have temperatures warm back up by Thursday, getting back up to 61 just in time for some more rain next weekend.
It's just a little bit of everything next weekend for sure, or
Yep,
this week I should say.
it is going to be crazy.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, the Super Bowl is this Sunday, and Travis Kelce will be there on the field as the Kansas City Chiefs face off against the San Francisco 49ers. In the meantime, Kelce has been running around in the Missouri area doing the good deeds. Well, sort of. Alan Shope explains.
After the Super Bowl, we're going to auction them off.
And that's not just because Chiefs fan Brian Abbott is tired of toting this 3-foot-tall ceramic bobblehead safely around town.
You look at him, you smile.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Brian picked up this rare limited edition Travis Kelce from Hy-Vee, but it wasn't for his family to enjoy.
I just said, we have to do something with him. He's there, but he's not doing the purpose he should be doing.
So Brian has spent the entire playoffs driving the giant Kelce bobblehead around town to places like hospitals, schools, and even charities like Operation Breakthrough on Friday, allowing folks to take a selfie healthy and put on a smile.
I think that's all just positive.
Brian says using the bobblehead to promote Kansas City area charities and raise awareness for them is a no-brainer.
We know there's a value to it, so we figure by auctioning it off, really do just some more good into communities where we go.
When the community steps in, it's to make sure that we can not only provide education and make sure kids start school ready, but we can do behavioral health, social services, all those things that kids need.
Brian says it's Travis Kelce and everybody loves Travis Kelce, and he says it's a real bobblehead.
Wherever we went, it was this. Everybody just kind of came around and said, oh, this is so cool.
Operation Breakthrough is a place the real Travis Kelce donates a lot of his time to as well.
Coming up, Gen Z and millennials adopting a new financial trend.
Forget buying a house. People are now focusing on doom spending. I'm Madison Allworth in New York. Coming up, I'll explain this new financial trend that prioritizes buying fun things now rather than saving for the future.
Young people aren't saving and instead buying now. And the thing that's motivating it all is what they see looking forward. Fox Business's Madison Allworth reports from New York.
There's a new financial trend. It's called doom spending. Big purchase goals like buying a house feel impossible. So to make themselves feel better about their financial situation, people spend on items now. And they're buying things they don't necessarily need. 27% of people say they're guilty of this. And it's even worse for millennials and Gen Z. 43% of millennials and 35% of Gen Z say they're guilty of doom spending. So we took to the street to see what shoppers had to say, and we found that people are happy to spend now and worry about the future later.
I've definitely bought things I didn't need yet. Oh, I think just scrolling through Instagram, they target you really well, and yeah, I'm always, they know the exact person they're looking for. When they see me, and I'll just go and buy it.
It's something to look forward to when it comes in the mail. It's just like a little surprise when it comes in because, of course, by the time it does, I forgot that I even made my purchase in the first place.
Homeownership has become so elusive that we're now at a decades-high rate of young people living at home. About 23 million Americans between the ages of 18 to 29 are living with family. That's around the same levels that we saw in the 1940s. Another thing I heard from people is that thanks to the cell phone, there are no restrictions around shopping. You can shop from anywhere at any time, making the doom spending trend even more popular. In New York, I'm Madison Allworth, Fox Business.
Paying off one kind of debt is causing another kind of debt to fall further behind in getting settled. New data from the Federal Reserve of New York says Americans can't keep up with credit card balances because they're using their cards to pay off student loans. Student loan repayments resumed last October, the same quarter in which about 8% of credit card debt went into delinquency. That rate was just under 6% in 2022. Swifties are decked out with decor, ready to celebrate the Super Bowl. We'll take a look up next. Well, if you haven't heard by now, Super Bowl Sunday is tomorrow, and the Kansas City Chiefs prepare to take on the San Francisco 49ers in Las Vegas. Swifties are taking to TikTok to show their support of Taylor Swift's new beau, Travis Kelce. Passionate Swifties' elaborate Super Bowl parties decked out with decor celebrating the happy couple are going viral online as Taylor Mania takes over the NFL's big Sunday game. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. 2023 shows a record high number of fentanyl pills. We'll take a look at how the drug is impacting our nation coming up. Cause of death for Americans between the ages of 18 and 45. Nationwide, more than 77 million fentanyl pills and nearly 12,000 pounds of fentanyl powder were seized last year, a new record. Fox News national correspondent Brian Yennis has more.
This is the absolute worst epidemic that DEA has ever seen.
Inside the DEA's largest drug testing lab, you'll find boxes and bags full of millions of counterfeit prescription pills made with deadly fentanyl, mainly by the Mexican drug cartels. A record 77 million fake pills were seized by the DEA last year nationwide. That's up 52% since 2022. DEA chemists say 7 out of 10 street pills contain a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl. The cartels designed the counterfeit pills to look like the real thing. Here, the left pill is authentic Xanax and the right is counterfeit. One way the cartels smuggle fentanyl through the southern border is hidden in vehicles. In October, 300,000 counterfeit prescription pills were found inside this SUV gas tank. Further north, thousands of pounds of fentanyl powder are moved to hundreds of underground mills in New York, where machines press it into pills. Former DEA Chief of Operations Ray Donovan says the migrant crisis is tied to the fentanyl crisis.
The cartel controls those routes into the United States. So those caravans, those migrants that are coming up to a certain port of entry, let's say Texas, the cartel will drive them in a direction so that they could smuggle drugs the opposite direction.
Drug cartels are even trying to take advantage of the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce Super Bowl mania. The DEA in New York recently seized these glassines or drug baggies with the name of the Kansas City Chiefs tight end stamped on them. The cartels are trying to market to young people, primarily selling fentanyl on social media. A
few years ago, detergent pods became viral for how more convenient they made doing laundry. Now, a New York official is warning of the pod's danger to the environment. City Councilman James Gennardo introduced a bill that would make selling or distributing detergent pods for washing machines and dishwashers with polyvinyl alcohol illegal. Polyvinyl alcohol, or PVA, is a type of plastic that, when it dissolves in water, becomes a microplastic, which are known to pollute waterways. Pressure is building for the U.S. to send more aid to Ukraine. After a meeting with Germany's leader, President Biden called the holdup close to criminal. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
While Russia continues to bombard Ukraine, U.S. military aid to Kyiv hangs in the balance. Members of Congress paid the country a visit and met with President Vladimir Zelensky.
This moment is very important. Moment when we need unity in the world, unity of our strategic partners.
You have the support of the American people, and you have the support of the American Congress.
While lawmakers on the visit assured Ukrainians that help would come, a massive aid package is still being hashed out in the Senate. President Biden met with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz at the White House to talk about the war in Ukraine and the urgent need for support.
The failure of the United States Congress, if it occurs, not to support Ukraine is close to criminal neglect. It is outrageous.
Scholz wrote a Wall Street Journal op-ed saying that sending aid isn't just about helping Ukraine, but, quote, Russia's brutal attempt to steal territory by force could serve as a blueprint for other authoritarian leaders around the globe. Almost 2 years into the war, the U.S. has sent more than $100 billion in aid to Ukraine. The current proposal includes another $60 billion.
The Senate will keep working on this bill until the job is done.
Senators are expected to work through the weekend on the $95 billion aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, but its future is still unclear. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Later, Madden's Super Bowl predictions.
Just days after Punxsutawney Phil failed to see his shadow, we've got another famous prediction, this time in the gaming world. I'm Eamon Dignam in New York. I've got the details coming up.
Well, we've had a chillier day today than we've seen all week, and that's due to our system that we have coming in for Super Bowl Sunday. Taking a look outside at our Cornell Complex camera downtown Joplin, it's pretty calm right now. We don't see any showers in Joplin. However, we may still see some popping up tonight and into tomorrow morning. We have a winter weather advisory issued for some of our southern counties in Craig County, Ottawa County, Benton County, and I do expect to see some of our central counties also get a winter weather advisory as we move closer to the time of this system. This is in effect until Monday at noon. That's when we start to see the heaviest snow move on out of here off to the east. And like I said, we still may see some showers right now. We have a small rain system moving through Arkansas, and we are getting just a little bit of that, but I'm not expecting to see much come from this. And then looking ahead to our system that we have coming in tomorrow, that's making its way over through our area Sunday afternoon into the evening hours. Well, at first we're just going to get some rain and then maybe some snow. Starting right now, Temperatures are going to drop. We're going to get down to the lower mid 30s as our overnight low, and clouds start to roll in as we move into the early hours on Sunday. If we want to take a look, we'll start to see when this rain could be moving in, and you could maybe plan for your Super Bowl activities. Sunday 6 a.m. we see some of the rain come in through our southern counties. It'll push in a little bit more as we make our way through the later morning hours, and then by 4 p.m. it's pretty scattered across the area. We've got some scattered showers. Temperatures are pretty cool, only getting up to about 41 degrees as our high. And then by that night, we're going to see the snow push through and heavier rain. Now this is going to be a band of snow making its way straight over our southern and into central counties, straight south of Joplin into Springfield is where we're going to see the heaviest band of snowfall right through here as we make our way into early Monday morning. And we can take a look and see how much snow we may expect to get. In our northern counties, maybe a light dusting, could see some accumulation on the grass, but I'm not expecting to see much stick on the roads. And then in our central counties, we'll see maybe an inch up to 3 inches. And then our southern and southeastern counties is where we're going to see the heaviest bit of snow, upwards of 3 inches. Now, this may stick, but we're not going to see cold, lower than freezing temperatures until Monday overnight hours, as our low will be 27 degrees. Warming back up pretty quickly Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, getting back up to 61 just in time for some more rain to come in next weekend.
Sounds great. Thanks, Lindsay. Coming up in sports, we take a look at the field rolling into Super Bowl 58. Plus, Missouri Southern women's basketball looks to continue their win streak. Brock Baldridge has the highlights and more next in sports.
Well, the Missouri Southern Lions women's basketball team is currently on a 15-game winning streak. The Lions' schedule starts to bulk up now with only 4 more home games remaining in the season. Southern back at home this afternoon. The Lions look to keep the streak alive against the Central Missouri Jennies. In the first quarter, Hannah Berg picks up the loose ball here and finds Caitlin Honeycutt open on the wing as she drains the 3 ball. Later in the half, it's Maggie Saki who drives into the paint and gets the rock to go in there. A few possessions later, it's Saki who fires away from beyond the arc and puts it in. However, Southern trails by 9 points going into the halftime period. In the second half now, Brooke Luttrell finishes a layup on the fast break. Then later, look at this, Luttrell fighting to keep the ball alive, but Brandy Hudson comes from behind and rips it out and gets the layup to go. Hudson finished with a team-high 27 points for Southern today. But the Jennies had an answer for everything as Allie Clevenger knocks down the 3 there, and then Allie Vigil puts this game to bed with another 3. Central Missouri comes in and upsets Missouri Southern 78-65. The Jennies snap the Lions' 15-game winning streak.
I take responsibility for that and making sure they're prepared, making sure we're getting after it in practice right now, and make sure we continue to get better. We got a full week before we play our next game, and it becomes the old football adage: you got a week before you play instead of playing 2 days later, which most times you got in basketball. So we got a full week to kind of mull on this and learn from it, and I think our kids will.
The Missouri Southern men's team in action this afternoon. The Lions take the floor against Central Missouri. Early in the game, it's Darius Dawson who goes one-on-one and hits the mid-range jumper from the baseline. And a few possessions later, it's Dawson once again, but from this time beyond the arc, Dawson finished with a game-high 22 points. Lions led by 2 at that point. Later in the half, it's Avery Taggart who knocks down the 3-point shot there in the corner, but the Lions weren't done from 3 yet. Vincent Sigmund is going to miss right here, but Sam Thompson picks up the rebound, and then Winston Desasau's wide open, and he swishes that one home. The Lions shot 46% from 3 in the first half. Closing minutes of the first half now, Martin Messinas pump fakes, then gets the 10-foot jumper to go. Missouri Southern goes on to win this game 71-62. The Lions are now 9-8 in conference play. Pitt State also in action this afternoon for their pink out game. The Gorillas entered today on a 5-game winning streak. They now extend that to 6 games. Pitt State beats Lincoln 88-70. Grace Pyle scores 22 points, and Corinna Gerber picks up a double-double. Pitt State men are also riding a 5-game winning streak coming into today. make it 6 straight wins for the men's team now. The Gorillas win this game 75-56. Marquis English and Jeremy Shaw each had 20 points. Pitt State faces Missouri Southern next Saturday on the road in Joplin. Well, the Missouri Southern Lions baseball team returns home this weekend. The Lions won their first home game of the season 15-1 on Friday, and now today they look to win the series. Southern facing a Washington Baptist once again. Today is a doubleheader for the Lions. In Game 1, Southern wins 6-0, and then in Game 2, the Lions win the series 5-1. They sweep it along, and they improved to 6-2 on the year. Missouri Southern softball is in Bentonville, Arkansas for a doubleheader this afternoon. The Lions fall in Game 1, being shut out 8-0, but they come back strong in Game 2, winning 13-2. Now we head over to Pitt State baseball now for a home doubleheader against the Regis Rangers. In Game 1, the Gorillas get shut out as PSU wins 8-0. But in Game 2, the Gorillas get a slim margin of victory, but hey, a win's a win, they'll take it. They win the game 2-1. Last but not least, the Pitt State softball team is 8-0 to begin the year coming into the today. They have a doubleheader against Southern Nazarene. They lose that one 4-1 in Game 1, but they bounce back in Game 2 as they beat number 16 Oklahoma Christian 5-4. Well, after 2 weeks of interviews and talking football, the Kansas City Chiefs are finally going to hit the field for Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58. Patrick Mahomes was asked earlier this week on his thoughts on if the Chiefs are being an NFL dynasty.
I feel like dynasties for other people to kind of talk about after your career is done. All you can do is enjoy the moment. I know we've won a lot of football games and been in a lot of Super Bowls. But until you go out there and do it year in and year out and have the mindset of continuing to be great, I don't know if you ever really just talk about it. You just focus on just going out there and winning it as much as possible and let people talk about it once you're done.
Well, the field being used for the Super Bowl has been outdoors all week, trying to gather as much sun and moisture as possible before the big game. As you can see here, the field is natural grass rolled in and out for games and rolled out for maintenance. It's the second year in a row where the Super Bowl is being played on a surface that rolls into a stadium. Well, that's your look for sports. We'll be back after this.
Well, it's Super Bowl time again, and EA Sports' Madden franchise makes its annual prediction on the winner. Fox's Eamon Dignam has more on who they think will win the big game in this edition of our Fox on Game series.
It's almost time for the big game, which means another edition of the biggest sports simulation of the video game world. Madden NFL 24 by EA Sports making its prediction for Super Bowl 58, the annual simulation showing the Chiefs taking it over the 49ers in a nail-biting 30-28 victory. This video isn't from this year's simulation. In previous years, EA Sports posted the game or highlights on social media. This year, they only posted graphics, though a press release named Kansas City QB Patrick Mahomes as the MVP. The game has done official predictions since Super Bowl 46. It's been right about half the time. Last year was part of the other half. Madden predicted the Philadelphia Eagles would beat Kansas City 31-17. The actual result, 38-35, with the Chiefs coming out on top. Things I know for sure that didn't happen during the simulation: no digital image of Taylor Swift rooting for Travis Kelce in the game, and no halftime show by Usher, which can absolutely be done now using Fortnite's concert mode. In New York, Eamon Dignam, Fox News.
Up next, thousands of people are traveling to Las Vegas this weekend as it's home of Super Bowl 58. We'll take a look at how the city is preparing. Hands on deck in Las Vegas as the city gets ready to host its first ever Super Bowl. Tens of thousands of people are expected to attend the big game, with thousands more swarming the city. Fox News correspondent Matt Finn has the story.
Taylor Swift is not the only one scrambling to make it to Las Vegas before the big game this weekend. Hundreds of fans taking last-minute flights ahead of the city's first ever Super Bowl.
Got the 5 patches. Looking forward to starting another row right over here with the 6th patch, hopefully Monday morning.
Some 330,000 people are expected to swarm Sin City, many of them from around the world.
I went to Super Bowl 47 in New Orleans. I didn't get home. Went again in Miami, Super Bowl 54. Didn't win that either. And now I'm hoping it's third time lucky.
Fans are excited to see who will take home the Lombardi Trophy Sunday night at Allegiant Stadium. Will it be the San Francisco 49ers or the Kansas City Chiefs?
Confident. Feel good. We match up really well against the Chiefs. They're going to do well.
While the Chiefs are looking to win their second consecutive title, betting odds are narrowly favoring the Niners. Die-hard Chiefs fans, however, are not worried.
We're going to win. Yeah, guaranteed. Guaranteed. I got everything betted on it.
Regardless of who wins, the game is a major victory for Las Vegas. After more than a year of planning, Super Bowl 58 is expected to generate more than $600 million in revenue. Adding to the buzz, fans of Taylor Swift are also eagerly watching to see if the singer will make the game after performing in Tokyo Saturday.
Been a Swiftie for years, so it's just been really cool to see two people that really work hard at what they do and be able to enjoy each other. So it's cool.
The Department of Homeland Security tells us there are no known credible threats for the game, but they emphasize they are scanning vehicles and cargo that arrives here at Allegiant Stadium. In Las Vegas, Matt Finn, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of monkeys making their Super Bowl predictions at the Topeka Zoo. From all of us here in the studio, have a great evening.